I thought Jim had a tremendous game plan for us. Balled us up the whole first half. We had a hard time finding any driving lanes. I thought their execution of their defense was just almost perfect. We kept changing schemes and found it very difficult to get good looks. Offensively, they were extremely patient. They took the ball out of Light's hands for the most part and gave him an opportunity to do what he does best, to score. And that was somewhat challenging. We really had very little options with him because he seems to be scoring at will. He's a very, very good player. And I thought their team executed the offensive game plan to the point where they led for 28 minutes. I was extremely proud of our players because we maintained our poise. We got in foul trouble in the first half. Obviously, it's evident that we missed MJ. He had 19 points in the second half and then scored all the first half. It negated the quality of our depth with having three of our top players playing limited minutes in the first half. But some guys came in and gave us some minutes. We were lucky to be up one at halftime. Second half, I thought was nip and tuck, but there toward the end, we had more of a challenge in the second half, stopping them from a defensive standpoint until the last few minutes of the game. And I thought that we got some deflections and steals. Obviously, our guys moved the ball and made pretty good decisions with the ball. We forced them in the 24 turnovers, and I think we had 20-some assists on what was we have 21 assists on 23 basketball, whatever it was. So I was very proud of the fact that our guys maintained their posture, stuck with the game plan, and we were able to pull out a victory. I call them a 4-point victory. In my mind, it's an ACC blowout.
Questions, please.
Hey, Leonard. Been a long time. Can you talk about those deflections and those steals? I mean, they were leading by 9 with 5 minutes to go. Can you just talk about how critical those steals that led to easy baskets for you guys? You had a dunk and the crowd and everything.
Well, that's kind of who we are. We rely a lot on our ability to get deflections and steals. They did a very good job of maintaining their poise for the majority of the game. But during that stretch, we were able to turn it up maybe a notch or two, and we were able to get some deflections and steals, and that really made the difference in the game.
Coach, talk about what you've seen from Devin, especially today and over the last 5 games or so. It's really seen him come out and be the star.
Devin is kind of showing what he's capable of doing in relation to how well we're executing. I think his teammates are getting him the ball, and I think he's in the gym getting a lot of extra shots up. Our entire team is playing with a little bit more confidence during certain periods of the game. I think it's really making a difference. And Devin believes in his teammates, and his teammates believe in him. They're reversing the ball to him in pretty good situations. And then whenever the out people are rushing him, he's taking the ball to the basket and kicking it to other people or finishing at the rim. He's making a big improvement, but I think our team is just showing signs of developing a little bit better understanding of how we need to play with this edition of our team and give us a chance to win. We're not the lob-catching, shot-blocking team that you become accustomed to seeing. So we are kind of reinventing ourselves as we go. We've had a rash of injuries similar to what Jim has had, maybe not quite as much, but we have one of our 7-foot guys is out with an injury in his back. And so we all are kind of growing and learning. I just feel very fortunate that we're able to win games while we're still trying to figure out who we are. If that makes any sense to you.
You mentioned being a tested poise, Leonard. What did you see that you liked from your team there with 5 minutes left?
I thought when we came to the huddle, our body language was good. We were focused. We had a few call-outs to each other and what they need to do defensively and offensively. I thought it was great communication. We actually even gave them, so what do you think about this? What do you think about that? To give them a little input, a little ownership in our system. And they were on point. That was the most impressive thing, is that I didn't see any panic in their eyes. They maintained the composure, and we went out and executed the the things that we talked about in the timeouts.
What would you say about the Miami team? I mean, they've lost a bunch of games now in January. They've had to play Louisville and Duke and you guys. Where do you see that team right now from watching the film?
Well, now I believe they've had only one bad loss, that was to Duke, and I thought the other games were pretty close, where they could have gone either way. That says an awful lot about the great, outstanding job Jim's doing, because, you know, and when you start the season out and you have a team, you have a system that you feel like that fits who you are, and you got a rotation, and you got schemes that you feel that if you execute them in relation to who you are, will give you the best chance to win. So when you have injuries, sometimes it puts you in a situation that now you got to reinvent things and you have to make adjustments. And today I thought they did an excellent job until, you know, I'll be very honest with you, when they went up 9, you know, I was probably the only one that was really, really concerned. Our players kept saying we can win the game. you know, in my mind I was saying, man, we got to turn it up a notch, and that's what they did.
What do you see in these last 2 games that give you some confidence towards the end of the season? You know, being able to defeat Virginia in a close game and come back.
The worst thing you can do is start worrying about the end of the season in January, in the middle of January. The only way we're going to have something to be proud of at the end of the season is taking one game at a time. And we've kind of reduced it down to one possession at a time in practice. We have to keep growing and developing habits. We have 6 new players on our team. You know, we lost 6 guys last year. And so we have 6 guys that are just adjusting, and then we have sophomores that are filling in those spots. We only have 2 seniors. One's a graduate student transfer, and Trent Forrest. So we still are somewhat inexperienced. So we still growing, and we don't have the luxury of worrying about the end of the season. We just got to be pleased and enjoy this victory for a minute and start preparing ourselves for the next game, and more than anything else, just try to continue to keep getting better.
Leonard, how about the league now? You're tied for first with Duke, and there's not a lot of separation between the top and the bottom. And you've been around this league. What's your overall take on this league, top to bottom?
Well, I think it's similar to what it has been. It's just that you have a new cast of characters, you know, and sometimes because we're not one of the more rich traditional programs, some people call blue bloods or whatever they call them. The fact that we're in this position, that means that something must be wrong. You know, we don't. If the same traditionally successful basketball programs are not in the position that they've always been, that means that the conference is down. And I'm not going to tell you what I think about that. You know, I think I might get fined. But in reality, I'm going to wait till the end of the season, and let's see how when the dust settles. I have a feeling that the ACC will be in their rightful place like they always have been at the end of the season. Right now, it's battle royale. We're competing. We're clawing and scratching and clawing. You see, you call them upsets, but I'm not real sure you can call them upsets. When you go back and look over the last 8, 9, 10 years, that's the way it's always gone. You know, no one's going undefeated. Every game out will be in doubt. And some of those games that may be 13, 14 point victories, in the last 6, 7 minutes, they're 2 or 3 point games. The games could have gone either way. You know, so that's the nature of our league. I just want to make sure that we just keep trying to find ways to win games, so that hopefully we'll have an opportunity to have some things to look forward to at the end of the season.
Everybody else set? The Florida State players, Devin and MJ, will be outside of our locker room right now. It's going to come down